champion, the Boston Celtics. Short start. This is a guy that has hardly played this
17 games, and then they're right back to miss.
Top 8 in the rotation together this year.
The chemistry we saw from them last year.
Only twice has Boston had their top 8 in the rotation together this year.
Off on the move and shoot that mid-range jump.
Jamal Murray expected to have a big game. You know his shot attempts are going to go up. I like what Lauren said. She talked to Michael Malone before the game, as did we, and he made that is more important to his team than Nikola Jokic is to the Denver Nuggets. The on-off numbers show. Going out there and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only do some guys get playing time, but you already mentioned it with Murray. Some of the key guys, Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook, get even more opportunities than usual.
Brown ends up on Porzingis. The double team comes, a fourth shot by Denver. These are two teams that are in the top 5 in scoring and offensive efficiency, and yet they go about it in much different ways. As West a pace to lead the NBA and maybe an all-time three-pointer. Jr. hits a 3, and now Denver with a couple of threes in this game, taking a page out of the Celtics book. Porzingis answers with a...
Wow, the thing with Porter Jr. is early. That's the only 2 three-point shooters, really, that Denver puts on the floor. Charlotte's trying to prove me wrong, but does Denver. They're 4th in the league in three-point percentage. But they shoot the fewest threes in the league because they just don't have a lot of shooters.
Fewest 3, the way they play. This league is a copycat league in a lot of ways, and a lot of teams use the 3-ball effectively. Denver, if you are against that style of play...
Last in the league in three-point attempts, 1st in the league in fast break points, 1st in the league in points in the paint. They are different than everyone else in this league.
Brown just drops his shoulder. Nice pass. Whistles one to Horford, who reigns in here. Michael Porter Jr. once again. He is light. Porter is on a great run, and for the year, he's up over 52% overall. Been a banner year for Michael Porter Jr. as Porzingis.
8, and in those 8 games, average.
Interesting matchup with Mazzulla and Michael Malone. These were the all-star coaches. Went to the same high school, Bishop Hendricken in Rhode Island, and it's Boston coming in at 26-10, although they've leveled off through the month of December and here early in January. Westbrook fires a 3, and now look at Denver. An approach without Jokic, and the three-pointers are falling.
Well, I think it'll keep up the whole game, but there Porzingis gets a dunk. But there have only been 5 games all year when Boston's opponents have outscored them from the three-point line.
Boston coming off a loss against Oklahoma.
With Boston, it's a bit of a struggle for them lately. They've only won 7 of their last 13. They've shot 30% or less from three-point line.
A 19-4 start last week. That's something that's kind of an ongoing process. They feel like they have a lot more in the tank. Is coming on the out-of-bounds play. The inbounder
averaging a career-high assist, just under 5 a game.
Westbrook finds charge, high pass, couldn't handle it. Now Tatum off to the races. Tatum taking on Porter and a two-handed jam. Jason Tatum throws it down, letting Shea Flores have it as we were going to break. And here's Westbrook for 3, and another one is good. He's been in the starting lineup with Aaron Gordon out. He has played well as a starter. The numbers are up. Mostly that's going to happen, but Russ has really responded with these Denver Nuggets in the starting lineup. As Al Horford with another.
Well, and you talked about Westbrook. 5 games.
Porter, that is a long 2. Michael Porter Jr. continues his impressive shooting. He has such a beautiful stroke as well. And as tall as he is at 6'10", tough to contest those jumpers.
Yeah, 6'10" and a high release. And as you said, so Porter, one of the best shooters in this league, as Tatum takes the ball of his career.
Coach, he is the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Jokic, the Western Conference Player of the Week. If you're just joining us, Jokic is out tonight with an illness. His around jumper. So the undermanned Denver Nuggets are hanging in there early against the reigning champs. Porzingis misses a 3. Porter Jr. Drew Holiday picks up Murray. Here's Brown now. Brown running into the Horford wall. Porter gets to the three-point line. They leave him there. And Porter
certainly doesn't miss many that were that open. Boston dodging a bullet there.
Westbrook to Porter, up ahead, Brown. Brown taking on Brown. Oh, denied by Tatum. For running the break, Tatum up top, Porzingis. A thing of beauty for the Celtics. They recover, and then they run, and they lead it by 4. Saric picked up by Holiday. Saric would think he has to be rusty, surrounded
on the floor from a true MVP candidate in Jason Tatum.
Peyton Pritchard, Peyton Watson, and Zeke Naji come in for Denver. Murray follows the zone, can't get it to go, and Horford picks it off. Watson did such a good job at times against Wembanyama. That terrific weekend.
Like those 2 games between Denver and San Antonio, it's pretty simple. You're not a basketball fan. Those
teams.
2 great games and led by 2 great players.
A lot of fun to watch. Jokic, big numbers. Cornette swipes down, is called for the foul. The official automotive partner of the NBA. Jamal's, who are going to be the others to step up outside of Jokic? And he's certainly one that has
the biggest times of the year in the playoffs, and he's starting to get it going, averaging 21.5 over his last 6 games.
Overall, giving Denver 19 a game and 6 assists. Tatum gets by Naji. Tatum going strong. Peyton Pritchard picks up Murray. Double team comes. Naji tries. Naji and Cornette with the block. Stood in there tough against Zeke Naji with a head of steam. Pritchard on a no-look from Hauser. Cash.
Man, Peyton Pritchard is having one heck of a year for 6th man of the year and leads the NBA with 15 games of 5 or more threes made.
Last guy on the floor in the pregame warm-ups today, putting up a ton of shots. Murray, tough 3. Pritchard the rebound. See that one go down. Tatum spins off Murray. A foul and 1 for Jason Tatum. .com/vote to cast your ballot now.
Porzingis got him started, scoring 9 of the first 12. Now 10 of the last 18 from Tatum as the Celtics go to their zone.
8-0 run for Boston. Here's Strawther. Strawther, nice flow. It's minutes. Julian Strawther, 2nd-year player out of Gonzaga, had 3 years at Gonzaga. Minutes are up, scoring is up, getting a real shot here with a championship contender in 4th. What do they do come trade deadline is a major question. Are there enough pieces around him to make another run at a title?
There are not, in my opinion. I mean, they are so dependent on him, and as Porzingis gets another, but they just don't have enough, and they've elected not to get veteran help around him and just to rely on Michael Malone and his staff to develop these young guys. It's just not going to be enough in the West, posting up switches, and he's a great rim protector.
Keep an eye on Porzingis. He'll be back. I'm predicting he's going to be all right. It's going to be a few minutes. And Watson, only 22. He's part of that young, talented group. Here is Tatum. Comes up short. Westbrook runs it down. Denver running now. And Pritchard with the steal. Back comes Boston. Tatum. Nothing there. Will reset it and hooked away from behind. Tatum guarded by Westbrook. And Westbrook, a handful. Tatum got it knocked out. Brooks in it.
He slap him down. It's usually because you got hit on the arm.
Watson gets the Tatum assignment. Tatum and Watson with the foul. Free throws here for Jason Tatum as we check in.
In high school, 20 minutes apart from each other. And as Peyton Watson rose up the ranks, Russell scrutinized players in today's game, but he tries to go out there with a smile on his exact same motor every night, gives 110%. Can I?
There's a great UCLA connection here. And Reggie.
Here and not Reggie. Well, we'd be on 10 minutes of UCLA Bruins.
Strother misses the three. You see, and Porzingis goes to work right away. Certainly had a great impact here with the Nuggets. Michael Malone raves about him. What he's been able to do, he's given him an extra piece, especially coming off the bench early. We'll see what happens with Denver too, and they get Aaron Gordon back, coach. That's a month soon, maybe even by the weekend. Lauren's going to have more on Gordon later in the broadcast, but there's a reason why some of their numbers have slipped as Porzingis.
The defensive end of the floor anyway, to not have Aaron Gordon has been very difficult, but they've hung in there, and a lot of it, Russell Westbrook's done a great job as a starter in his place.
7 straight start for West. Celtics can get up the last shot. Tatum drives, cups it, kicks it, and Pritchard couldn't handle the pass. It was not a great pass, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Porzingis goes for 15.
Yeah, thanks.
He said it right, Stan. Everything changes when you don't have to be Jokic, but the Nuggets did come out, hit 5 threes in that first quarter. They are down 12. Porzingis and Tatum outscoring the Nuggets. Those two players outscoring the Nuggets in the first quarter. Second chance opportunity. Murray comes up short. And a third chance now for Denver. DeAndre Jordan's first minutes on the floor. He'll have to pick up some minutes tonight, minus Jokic. Strother, little floater is short. Up top, Cornette. And Cornette able to put it down.
Luke Cornette's one of the most underrated backup centers in this league. Standing rim protector. And makes the most of every opportunity he gets.
Watson in the corner for 3. That one's good. Peyton Watson hits his first field goal of the game after a couple of free throws.
3 in the 10 previous games, so good for him to see one go in.
Only 22 years of age. He has got a handful trying to match. 16 now. 3 for 3 from the line already. 6 of 10 shooting. That's his first miss. Playing that on Stan. Free throw night. And now Porzingis with a steal. Boston by 12. Hauser lets it fly. Hauser rains one in. Malone. Celtics in all their glory. Denver without Jokic. 40. Appropriate for what Denver is going through right now.
Well, we've always admired Michael Malone's honesty, and he was being honest there. Not one of the great all-time coaches' wives. I guarantee you his home
player of the week in the West.
Difference per 100 possessions, which is basically one game, between when Jokic is on the floor and off the floor. So when he's on the floor, the nut value of Nikola Jokic.
It's a drastic number. It is the most drastic number. And Jokic having another MVP kind of season. He and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Watson gets the steal. There's the on-off numbers for Jokic, and they're dealing with Jokic off the court for 48 minutes tonight. Out with an illness. Lauren Jabbar reported this. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Even
sitting in his hotel room in Denver. And so he thinks that Jokic and Aaron Gordon should take another night off tomorrow night when the Clippers are in town. Just looking out for their welfare.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Jeff for the Nuggets. That's nice of Jeff to look out for everyone.
Oh, yeah. He just cares about everyone's welfare.
You know, you got to protect the players from themselves. Corner by Strother hits. And a little burst here by Denver. 9-point Boston lead. 8:56 remain. Fully on a great start to the year at 19-4, but 7-6 in their last 13. That bullseye is squarely on their backs.
Yeah, I talked to Peyton Pritchard about it this morning. I'm so far handling the pressure. We've had lapses, but we take it as a learning process, learning from the failures, continuing to grow. Not going to be an easy path. That X is on our back. We have to always be the hunters and stay hungry. Kristaps Porzingis echoed that as well. He said, we know people are going to come after us, but Joe Mazzulla is doing a phenomenal job alongside the coaching staff, preparing us, getting us in that hungry mindset that we need to keep hunting and stay hungry all season through 82.
And look, this is still my opinion. Cleveland and OKC off to phenomenal start with the third best record, but they've done it. And not just last year, they've made deep playoff runs really ever since Tatum and Brown were together. They know what it takes. In my mind, they're still the team to beat.
Finally breaking through in year 7 for those two. Imish Queta stopped an 8-0 Denver run. Queta getting some minutes here in the second quarter. Looked like Watson there. Incredible effort by Watson. No look from Russ, and Watson running is on the other end. What a sequence.
Oh, that's phenomenal effort and athletic ability. Recovery to change or block.
Joe Mazzulla getting time for Cornette and Queta here in this first half. Jaylen Brown misses with Watson guarding. Haven't really needed Brown. He's gone
to the other end. We said it earlier, this Denver so far, but averaging 20 a game.
10-2 run here for Denver after the Michael Malone timeout. And they've cut it to 7. Boston's biggest lead was 15. Late clock. Strother's got to get one up. Contested 3 is good.
Well, that's great for Strother. He's made 2 of them now. Came in over the last 5 games, only 5 for 23 from 3. They really need, he's a guy who could add to their three-point shooting. They know he has it in him. He just needs to find that consistency shooting the ball.
Queta with a miss inside. Brown wants to push. Denver loves to run, and Strother steps on the sideline. Mr. kind of tap it in, gives him some length. He's coming off the worst shooting night of his career. Spurs, just 5 points on Saturday.
Well, what we see now, Denver with 7 turnovers. Boston, just over the last 5 games now, as we see a lob to Queta. Brown, over the last 5 games, Joe Mazzulla has changed Boston's defense. Switching all the time. They used to focus on taking away threes, and they never forced a lot of turnovers. They were a good team as they force another one there. Now, Joe Mazzulla wants to force more turnovers. He wants to get more deflections. They're doing it, averaging 16.5 forced turnovers over the team.
A great matchup tomorrow against Cleveland. Top 2 teams in each conference. Porter Jr. back on the floor for Denver. Puts up a tough shot. He's fouled. To the line. It's so funny, you know, we break down the numbers. Stan has presents the dynamic of the game.
Most threes in the league. We see it on the screen there. Denver scores the most points in the paint, and right now in the paint.
I mean, we didn't know in your defense that Jokic wasn't going to play. But they have flipped the script. Tatum in the corner for 3. Horford tips it out. Brown able to recover it. Another chance here for Boston as we go under 5 minutes in this second quarter. Imish Queta gets inside.
And outstanding for the Celtics. Active and probably their most physical big guy.
Developing Queta. Cornette with the jumper. What's the rhythm for Joe Mazzulla?
I think when you get to the really big games, that Joe Mazzulla has more confidence in Cornette because he has more experience. But I think they love Queta's potential, and Joe Mazzulla tries to give him minutes so that he can develop.
Queta just had a nice deflection there, forced the turnover. Denver with 9 turnovers, and now Queta going to work inside. He scores. You know, Boston clamping down Denver defensively.
Well, and Boston comes in forcing among the fewest turnovers in the league. But again, Joe Mazzulla has recently made the change. Ball gets dribbled, they help earlier and look to deflect passes. As Murray and possibly got fouled on that as well.
Brown pulled his shirt out from his shorts. 8 of the last 10. Brown blocked from behind by Watson. The second block for Watson. Brown able to run it down. Porter Jr. now guarded by Tatum.
Well, both of those Watson blocks were recoveries to get himself back in the play. Michael Malone and the Nuggets coaching staff have to be very happy.
Shot clock down to 3. Murray, patient, scores. He fly by, and then Murray with a little fadeaway jumper.
Back. We know he's capable. We've seen it in the playoffs.
Tatum turn around. No, Jordan the rebound. Big part of that championship run. Huge scoring threat alongside your team. First half points. Late clock once again. Murray with the left hand. Got it to go. 8 in a row for
Left-handed off the wrong foot.
Holiday draws the contact from Christian Brown. And free throws here for Holiday. And they've got it within 2. Holiday puts Boston.
Tatum now over the last 9 games. 68, barely over 30% from career-high rebounds, career-high assists. Very good defender.
Watson taking on Porzingis, can't get it. Porzingis redirected his path, and now Brown runs it down. Jaylen Brown shaking and baking, pulls it back. Porzingis drives, mid-range, short.
For this and that.
That was Porzingis' first field goal attempt this quarter. Porter lets him go by, draws the foul.
In this league, one of the reasons that
The Nuggets with 15. And Porter, the path of this game, it was looking like it was getting out of hand quickly. Tatum guarded by Murray. By Watson. Westbrook with a head of steam. Westbrook lays it in. 1-point game. Back come the Celtics. Brown. And he is whacked.
Before the game, Brian, that he has talked to Peyton Watson and said to Wembanyama because of his defense, and we're seeing that defense again here tonight from Peyton Watson.
Brown without their star. Murray and Saric, a little two-man game here, and Saric inside, nice pass. Watson for 3, got it. Serious.
And you have to do it by committee. Denver has 5 guys in double figures.
Holiday took a long 3, going for the 2-for-1. Westbrook, 2 to shoot. Deflected and a turnover. Got to go. Porzingis checks the clock. Porzingis makes the pass, and Boston cannot get up a shot. The Nuggets trailed by 15, 2 minutes into the second.